All right, thank you for coming to my speech today. How many of you know a drug addict? I think that drug addicts should be sent to treatment instead of being sent to prison. Drug addiction is a mental illness, and a lot of times they need therapy to deal with their mental illness in order for them to fight the drug addiction as good as they can. A lot of times people go to prison without getting treatment, and they do not have a good time with coping with not doing drugs anymore, and they relapse, which means that they go back to their bad decisions and doing drugs again like they did before they were in jail. So treatment is better than going to jail or prison, because they will get the help they actually need and the support they need, which they do not get when they are in jail or prison for their drug choices. A lot of times people struggle with addictive behaviors or personalities which impact their drug usage. So that is something that they also need treatment for, to help them with their drug addiction. And drug addiction can also be caused by other issues, such as childhood trauma. That can be things like being abused as a child, whether it's physically, sexually, emotionally. Drug abuse can also be caused from depression. A lot of people use drugs to cope with different things, such as depression and struggling on a daily basis, so they choose that as a way of coping and a distraction. When drug addicts are sent to prison or jail, they are having to quit their drug habits cold turkey, and they do not have the proper medical treatments and staff on hand for their needs. And quitting cold turkey can sometimes cause them to go in shock, which is not ideal. Sometimes that can mess with their heart, and they can have trouble breathing. So they would need medical support for that. Sometimes people who are trying to stop their drug addiction and they don't have the proper therapy and stuff they need end up being violent. Sometimes they turn to suicide, which is not a good thing at all, and that happens a lot more in prison than it does in treatment facilities, which is another reason why they should be sent to treatment facilities. If they were sent to treatment facilities instead of jail, they would be able to turn their life around instead of facing jail time, and in the future they could cut down on jail time even more, because they would not be going back to jail if they got the treatment they needed. A lot of times when drug addicts are released from prison and jail, they go right back to their bad choices, such as doing the drugs. So all in all, this would lower the crime rate if drug addicts were just sent to treatment at first instead of being sent straight to jail or prison. I know it's a very controversial topic, but I think knowing all the facts about drug addicts and what the drugs do to their bodies and what they do to their behaviors would cause you to know that it would be in everybody's best interest if they were sent to treatment instead of facing jail time or prison time. Thank you.